And everybody, welcome to the Thursday, July 17th edition of the Arkansas Football Report. I'm Jason Patterson, got Otis Kirk here, and want to thank you all for joining us this evening. Otis, my man, how's it been?
Going good. Caught
Getting
me
some,
chatting with my girlfriend, but other than that, it's good.
been getting some rest here lately?
Yeah, yeah, I've got rest. It's been pretty smooth in July. Changes now, but it was good. The first couple of weeks was, yeah,
I'd say usually the first 15 days of July, it's pretty smooth sailing, and then
yeah. Had a few commitments, and that's about it. I mean, wasn't a whole lot else going on.
yeah, I think that there one on the 4th of July, and then just a couple after that, and that was about it.
Uh, Man, you'll get me lying. I know there was one on the fifth.
Yeah.
The wide receiver committed on the fifth. Henderson, Keemian Henderson.
Mm-hmm.
There was some before that. Yeah, I don't think there was one on the fourth. I think he didn't come here. I think there was one announced on the fourth, but he didn't come here.
That's right. He ended up committing to Tennessee, if I'm
I'm
not
trying to
mistaken.
remember. Seemed like there was some earlier, but there's been some here and there. But yeah, Keemian's Keemian Henderson was the big get, the wide receiver from Carthage, Texas. He's good, man. He's real good. With this group, they've got some good ones over there.
I was going to say the big news I feel like that really came out of SEC media days, and it would probably be, I don't know if it's very newsworthy, but at the same time, Sam did come out and say it that Ishmael Sissy, it looks like he's going to be out for the season between the bones and also the ligament tears that he has in that wrist.
Yeah, thing about it is, yeah, he didn't break his wrist. That was reported, but it wasn't accurate. He just he hurt it and messed up some ligaments. So
okay,
that's what happened. It was reported it broke it, but it didn't. Ishmael is out, but Sam still named 9 that he thinks are SEC receivers, so, including Antonio Jordan. So
yeah,
it doesn't sound like they're hurting there. I mean, they've recruited a bunch of receivers, and I was glad I was glad he mentioned Courtney, even if it was at the end. Mm-hmm. Courtney Crutchfield, because I really like Courtney. He's a good kid.
I was going to say, the guy that you've talked about previously, last couple of months coming into summer, was Antonio Jordan, and
he's a stud, man. He is a stud, absolute stud. I mean, I don't care what grade he's in or how many stars he was or any of that crap. This kid is an absolute stud.
And I'd like to see how well he can climb the ladder if that's the case, because I know that Talon has had some problems with accuracy here and there, catching guys on the fly or overthrowing a guy. We saw. He overthrew Tyrone Broden at the Texas game, for God's sakes. Yeah. But with a young guy like Jordan, I would like to see what type of athleticism he has going across the middle, because he's one of those guys that you can put the ball up over a DB or a linebacker, and he's that
big,
guy.
Man. He's big. He's not going to get hurt going over the middle. That's just a freak deal, because he's a huge kid and fast and got good hands. Just a great receiver, man. I mean, he's got it all. Antonio does. I've been high on him, maybe too high, but he's legit.
Well, I'm going to be honest that whenever you say something like that, there's a lot of people that do follow you in lockstep with that, because Otis, you've been watching Razorback football for 50, 60 years now.
Well, kid like Darren McFadden, first time I saw him, Antonio Jordan, just some of those kids like that, Matt Jones, I knew they were going to be good, man. I mean, it didn't take a genius or anybody really talented. Like, I don't have to be talented to recognize that. Those are just difference makers, man. Jerry is right.
All the Warren kids, man.
Yeah, you could say that about most of those Warren kids. But I felt like Antonio, there's obvious. Oh, Traylon Burks was another one that I saw play, and one time, that's all it took. I saw him play more than once, but one time's all it took for me to know that kid was he was different, man. He was just a different cat than the rest of them. And that's what same way with Antonio. I'm not going to sit here and tell you he's better than Traylon Burks. Traylon Burks, what was he, a first round draft choice, I believe.
Yep.
So
The
I'm
Titans.
not going to sit here and say he's better than Traylon. I will say this: he has a chance to be. He has a chance to be. And I'm not saying he is, but and I mean I'm sure they're close friends, everything. And I'm not saying he's better than Bo Henry. Be better to judge that than me, but he's not. I mean, right now I wouldn't say he's better, but he's got a chance to be, and that I think that's a fair statement. I really do. And we'll see how we know what Traylon Burks did. We know what Traylon did, and so to sit there and say this kid be better and as a true freshman, I can't do that. But he's got a chance to be.
You know, Sam talked about Shanks and also
Raylan Sharp.
Raylan Sharp. Not maybe a little bit towards the whenever he's talking about the wide receivers in the media room, but when he was in the electronic media room, he was really highlighting both of those guys, saying, hey, these are the two guys that you should be synonymous with Arkansas football this year, because one of their speed, two, they're in slot, three, they do have Bobby gives small slot receivers with speed a lot of opportunities to be able to take balls to the house. And I really feel like kind of that's where Sam was kind of leading today.
I'm anxious to see Cam Shanks return punts too. That kid was an All-America for a reason doing that. And yeah, anxious to see him at receiver, but also returning punts. I mean, he's a difference maker there. They got better there. And that's not a knock at Isaiah, but they just simply got better there. Well, this kid was first team All-America.
Yeah.
I mean, that's big for itself.
I'm with you on that. Whenever you have an upgrade like that, and that's another thing that a lot of people seem to be forgetting with the talk with NIL, the talk with the 6 or 7 and 6 last year. The one thing I feel like that does get kind of lost in translation is the fact that Sam is improving both the offense and the defense player personnel wise. There hasn't been a lot of highlights in that.
No, they've got a chance to be a lot better on the offensive line. The defensive line has a lot of question marks, but I think they've got talent. It's one thing to have you got question marks because the guys don't have experience. That's why you got question marks. Doesn't mean they don't have talent, but I think they've got talent there. But there again, you want to see it in a game. Charlie Collins, Quincy Rhodes, I was real impressed with last spring. We know what Cam Ball can do. He wasn't out there in the spring, but we know what he can do. But I think him not being out there gave Ian and Danny Saley a chance to get more reps, get better. David Oakey wasn't out there much. A little bit, I think, in the spring, but he was hurt and he knew. But David Oakey's going to make a big impact. Philip Lee. Sam didn't mention Kavion Henderson, but I think he's a good player. Collins, I mentioned earlier, Charlie Collins. Justice Boone, Ken Talley. They've got some numbers there, and I think they'll be okay. It's just, we'll have to see. They just got so many that are not proven. Doesn't mean they're not talented. Just means they don't have the experience.
And I was talking about this today, and I know that Travis Williams had kind of highlighted it over the offseason or during spring ball too, that they were, and Sam talked about it today, that they were doing some different things up front because of the inexperience at defensive end. Now, defensive tackle, I don't think that they have as much inexperience as they do at defensive end. One of the things that I kind of was wondering was, is Travis looking at maybe going a 3-3-5 where they have the hog come down, support the run a little bit more just because of sheer number?
I think you'll see Bradley Shaw playing some moving down in the in trench or coming off that edge, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, I think you will see some of that. And I think, obviously Dix and Sawyer are going to be at linebacker, but I think Bradley Shaw is going to be the wild card there. Kind of like they did a little bit with Brad Spence last year, And I think but Bradley Shaw was a highly recruited freshman, and he'll get his chance. I think he'll show what he can do, man.
Yeah, and there are some opportunities for some young bucks to come up and show what they can do. I'm going to call it summer camp. I know that a lot of folks call it fall camp, but It's in the middle of August, and everybody's sweating their ass off out there. And to me, that's summertime.
Because you're just out now, there ain't nothing fall about this. The only thing falling is me in the heat. You know,
Falling out. Oh my
yeah,
gosh.
that's the only thing falling is me. I mean, yeah, I mean you've got it's definitely not fall practice. Believe me, it's
Yeah.
hot as hell out there, man.
And I know that folks usually get just a few periods, but sometimes that might be a saving grace in a way, because it's so flipping hot out there. You don't have, unless you bring your own water or something like that. I mean, there's no shade, that's for sure.
Yeah, no, it'll be hot, but I mean, it's probably going to be hot August 30th when they play Alabama A&M. It's probably going to be hot in Little Rock when they play Arkansas State. So, I mean, you got to get used to it, man. I mean, you've got to get used to it because you're going to play in it. And honestly, I don't see how more of them don't go down. I mean, I know they're young and in good shape. I get that. But I'm telling you, man, it's just so dang hot out there. It zaps your body, man.
It's brutal.
I was young too, and I wasn't built up as those guys are, but I was athletic. I played all the time and stuff. I wasn't just a couch potato then, and I mean, you can get overheated out there, man, with them pads and helmet on. I mean, that's the thing. It's not like they're out there in shorts, Well, they may be at first, but I mean, they've got those helmets and pads, and man, it's hot. Those things are hot. Those helmets are super hot.
Especially whenever you put those cover overs on the top of your hat too.
Yeah,
it just keeps even more heat in.
Yeah, it's brutal, man. But anyway, they're young, they're good, they're used to it. But it still just surprises me that I tell you, not so much to Arkansas, but those junior college games I went to back early August, used to middle to early August, and 1:00 kickoffs on artificial turf. I honestly don't know how some of them kids kept from dying. I mean, on artificial turf at 1:00 kickoff, it was 129 on the field, man. They had the thermometer down there at the end zone, and he showed it to me. It's 129 degrees, man. That was at Independence Community College.
Ooh.
I don't remember who I was up there to see, but I don't think that was Marcus Whitmore then that I was up there to see. It might have been Marcus Whitmore, but I don't know. Maybe it was Marcus, but I don't remember exactly who I was up there to see. But they had a 1:00 kickoff. Then I went over to Coffeyville that night for a kickoff at night, and it came a tornado, and we had to get under the stands. I think I got home at 5 a.m. Sunday morning. The game didn't kick off till like 11 o'clock or something.
Goodness.
Tornado delay, and there wasn't any hotel, so they had to just wait it out. They nowhere for that team to stay. A few hotels they got in Coffeyville was full, and so there was nowhere for the team to stay, so they had to just wait it out. I guess they had to drive back to Texas after the game, man. It was brutal. It was a brutal deal. I didn't have no sense just leave, man.
Sam was talking about today, somebody had asked a question about if Arkansas would renew their lease with War Memorial to play Arkansas State on a yearly basis. Before he was able to get the whole entire question out, Sam was adamant and said, not only no, but hell no. We're not going back there. That tells everybody what they need to know about that. And if they do play Arkansas State, it's going to be only in Fayetteville.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think that was why I think that's the only reason they played Arkansas State, so they could get out of that Little Rock game. I don't think they're going to be going back to Little Rock after. I think the one this year will be the last one. I ain't been told that, but well, I have, but not. I don't know if you can call that a good source, but I think he was speculating just like I am. But I don't think it takes a lot of common sense to figure out. That's probably why they played Arkansas State. Hey, you won the game, we gave it to you. Now we're out of here.
Yeah. And
we'll play you again, but you got to come to our place.
Exactly. He said there's no way that they will be going over to Jonesboro.
Well, I think they've got like a 20,000 seat stadium over there. If I'm not making fun of them, but I mean, you can't. SEC team can't go play in a stadium that size. You can't do it, man.
No, I think that there have been some FBS teams that have went there. I think Iowa State might have at some point. But it's whenever you have an in-state rival like Arkansas State, there's just no way as far as sheer numbers go. And Sam said that the only way that they would be playing back in Little Rock against Arkansas State is if Sarah Huckabee Sanders was to put that in law.
Yeah, I didn't know that the governor had that much power for his sports games, but I guess
didn't
they
either.
do. I didn't know. I wasn't aware of that. No, I'm not because it's Sarah. I just didn't know the governor period had that kind of power to do that for its sports teams. So I guess they do, but that's weird.
It was
I
news
will
to
say
me.
this: Sarah's an Arkansas Razorback fan, so
Yeah.
that probably bodes well for the Hogs. I know one of the governors recently was an Arkansas State grad, so it might have not been as good then. But the one in there now is a diehard Razorback fan. Sarah is.
Yeah, she even had a Razorback. I think it was a plaque or something of that with Razorbacks on it. That was in her office whenever she was the press secretary for Trump back in his first term. But you know, I want to talk to you really quick about this too. Offensive line. I know that there's been folks that have more questions than answers as far as the offensive line goes, but from what they were 2 years ago to now is such a stark contrast that you almost can't even compare it, because the sheer size and speed that Arkansas has at the offensive line position now dwarfs what they were 2 years ago. And I feel like Sam has finally kind of gotten back to his roots as far as having quality offensive linemen and putting his calling card back on that position.
Yeah, I mean, you got guys like Corey Robinson, obviously Jason, right? Obviously Dominguez, but you've got Marion Harris, you got Shaq. I mean, you've got some big kids, and so yeah. I mean, what can you say? I mean,
He's 8-9 deep now in that position. Before, they were struggling to find 5.
Carmona, he played left tackle. I think I called him something else a while ago, but Carmona played left tackle last year and showed no ego and moved to left guard. And Corey Robinson stepped in for him at tackle, and then Marion and Keyshawn Blackstock. You got your center came over from Florida, Central Florida. And they've got some other guys too. I mean, what's Shaq? I mean, obviously, so they've got a little versatility there, and they've got some other key players too.
They do. Hey, Otis, I got a question for you.
Hmm.
You want to go to Vegas and make some money?
Last time I was in Vegas, good things happened, but what's going on in Vegas?
We're reading minds tonight. Hog fan 40 ounce. Right as we were starting to talk about the offensive line, he says, I was wondering what the offensive line will look like. We're reading minds tonight, Otis. We need to go to Vegas and make some money if that's the case.
Dude, last time I was up there was May the 21st, 2019, and it was one hell of an experience.
I don't know if I want to ask you about that on air.
We went to see the Chainsmokers, man, and after that it was just fun.
What casino was that at?
I'll think of it in a minute. It was at the Wyndham, I think. I think Wyndham. I may be lying to you, man. It's been 6 years ago. But I don't know. There's a video on YouTube. If you Google Chainsmokers and go to May the 21st, 2019, you will see that video. It's like 40 minutes long. And it would tell you where it was at. I don't know if it was I can't think of where it was at, Jason. I don't remember. It's a Connor Dolan's dad knew about it. He told me that the next time that I'm with a different girl now, but said if they come back over here, let him know, and we'll be sitting at the owner's table. That's what Mr. Nolan said. So he's obviously got some pull out there, man.
Apparently he does. I mean, hey, if you're going to be out in Vegas area, give Pat Wicklander's dad, Big Stick, a call too. He'd probably meet you. He's out there on the left coast too as well.
Yeah. Mr. Nolan said next time if you go, let me know, and we'll be sitting at the owner's table. So it'd be pretty cool, man. Might impress the chicks, Tell her I did. I bought the owners. I got us on the owners table. He's just with me, Mr. Nolan is.
Hey, man, it's all about the chicks and popping bottles, right?
Yeah.
I was mention that too because I was watching a little bit of the Wimbledon final, men's final on Sunday, and they were getting a little testy with the whole fact that people were popping champagne bottles while folks were trying to serve. And I thought, damn, that's a good problem to have.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's a pretty good problem to have, man.
Man, speaking of good problems to have, Travis Williams has got a pretty good problem on his hands at linebacker. I don't know the last time I can think of where Arkansas had three such strong linebackers at that second level. There's a possibility they may have two, maybe three, but for sure, I would think probably two NFL prospects at that second level. And usually, Arkansas's defense is always a top 25 when you've got a pro at each level. You might have Cam Ball. You got a couple there at the second level. Haven't really identified too many at that third level and defensive
Yeah.
back, but there is a chance I think that they can be really good this year.
I think Caleb Wooden is going to surprise some people back in the back end of that secondary. He is really good. Hugh Freeze had some good things to say about him this week.
Yeah.
You see media days. But Caleb Wooden is going to surprise some people. Sorry, I got something in my eye. I don't know what's in my eye. Oh man,
I can take you off for just a second.
I don't know what's in my eye. Something. I feel it in there. No, Caleb Wood. I mean, they've got. I think the Neal kid, Julian Neal, that they signed from Stanford. I guess although he didn't play at Stanford, he's actually from a different school, but Fresno State or somewhere. But he transferred to Stanford, and then when they fired the coach, Julian's a big cornerback, man. Great kid, and a big kid. They've got other cornerbacks. Like you said, Keyshawn Davila is the only one that's not very big. He's smaller, but he's super fast, man. And he was the number one JUCO cornerback and I think the number 2 JUCO player in the nation, number 1 cornerback. Or maybe he was number 1 player in the country, JUCO. But I know he was the number 1 cornerback for sure.
That kind of reminds me of some of the previous DBs that Arkansas has had that have been maybe a little undersized, but had a lot of speed, like Alma Carroll, for instance. And as a kid that was actually out of Atlanta, Georgia area.
Yeah, Lawrence Richardson, Marvin Jackson were 2 kids out of Galveston Ball that were just smaller than even Batman, but they were good, man.
They were.
I mean, but if you've got enough speed, you can do that, But Keyshawn's got speed, they've just got a bunch of big kids out there, taller. And I think that'll help press at the line of scrimmage, press coverage.
I think that's what hurt Arkansas in the secondary last year, is that Travis Williams, didn't have too much of an option other than to play a little bit of soft zone on folks on the outside, because he knew that either one of two things was going to happen. They were going to get out physical at the line of scrimmage, and he didn't have enough speed to get from over the top back to backfill that part and that 15 to 25 yard range area. Now he's got guys that have size, that are a little bit more physical and have speed, where I think you're going to see a lot more press coverage because they're able to, which might actually give the defensive line in that second level a little bit more time to get home on the quarterback.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's going to be a key, too, for the secondaries. It's the defensive line. The linebackers help them. Don't give the quarterback all day. Because, look, I don't care how good a defensive back you got. If the quarterback's not getting pressured, he's going to pick you apart, man. It's just going to happen. Unless he's a really bad quarterback, he's going to pick you apart, man.
And going into this season, I think that this is probably the strongest quarterback class that the SEC has had coming into this season than they have in quite a while. Other than the fact that Alabama has more question marks, I think, than really anybody at this point, everybody else is pretty well set on quarterbacks.
Yeah, we'll see how that works out. I mean, one, you want to keep those guys healthy. Every team needs to keep their starting quarterback healthy. Their starter for a reason. And I think they will. And Talon, runs the ball a lot, so he's a threat to get hurt. But Sam did brag on KJ Jackson today, so he likes him. That was good to hear.
Yeah, and he talked about the importance of being able to see Malachi that first game and knowing that whenever he came into that Tennessee game, they kind of knew what they had. Yeah. I think that's going to be imperative not only the first game but that second game, because with Arkansas playing Alabama A&M and then backing that up with Arkansas State, I think that there might be some opportunities to get to see KJ Jackson run with the ones, maybe like in the start of a second half sort of thing, if the score is a little out of reach, because that third game you got to strap it on, because now you're going to Ole Miss, and if something does, God forbid, happen to Talon, you better damn well know who's going to be your backup right then and what you have in him.
Well, we know he'll play against Alabama A&M unless it's just a huge upset. So
Yeah.
But I don't know about Arkansas State, man. I expect them to come out and play like it's their Super Bowl, man. I really do. I think they're better than people think, and I just think they're going to give Arkansas all they want.
Yeah, I think
play
they will.
2 times, they might not, but the one-time deal, I think they're going to come out and give the Hogs all they want and more.
And I think that special teams is going to be a key in that game, because if there's ever a time for a smaller team like Arkansas State to get one up on Arkansas, they've got to do some things on special teams that you may not be looking for. God forbid we have a Texas State incident happen again.
Yeah,
but
Scott Starsick wasn't impressive last spring. That's just telling the truth. The kicker, yeah. I know he's highly rated and number 1 or number 2 in the nation, but depending on which service you looked at, but he missed a lot of field goals last spring, man. He missed a bunch. And it's going to be key for him to kick, because we saw last year what missed field goals will do. Oklahoma State and other games too, so they can't afford that. And especially in the SEC, where there's so many one-score decisions. Games are decided by one score, and that they can't afford to miss field goals, man. Especially makeable ones. You know, it's one thing if you miss a 55-yarder at the end of the half or something, or at the end of the game, but those 30-yard field goals, 35, 40, got to be automatic. And they weren't last spring.
I think that, and you and I even talked about it too towards the end of spring ball too, that there's a possibility of them opening up that kicker spot to see if there's somebody else in the portal that they may try to go grab if there was a possibility. But,
well, I asked Sam about that, and he said no, so I guess he didn't. So I did ask about that at, I don't know, one of the press conferences. It was before the second portal opened, and I asked him, is there any chance you would go after a kicker? And he said no. Mm-hmm. I think he's going to live or die with the 2 he's got. He's got freshman and one other.
And also talking, he's talked a little bit about NIL and how there's a little bit more, I guess, parity as far as evening the playing field a little bit financially. Arkansas was playing so far behind.
We'll see about that. I don't know about that. I mean, I know what he said, but we'll see about that, because they're still in NIL, and I know the even distribution of those funds, but they're still – we'll see. I mean, I agree with Prime, Deion Sanders. There needs to be a salary cap put in sports. I mean, it's you can't just have unlimited deal. You can't do that, man.
No, I think that if you – and this is what I was talking about earlier today too, was – you need to have a hard cap on each position for all 22 positions.
Well, what I'd like to see is allow one transfer, and then after that, you have to sit out a year. I'd give them one. And I know they're afraid to do that, to say they get sued, because coaches can leave at any time. Yeah. But I'm sorry, but I mean, Jalen Catalon's getting ready to play in his 4th team. He's at Missouri. He's been to Arkansas, Texas, UNLV, and now at Missouri. And then I'm not picking on him. I mean, he's one of many. I mean, I'm sure Arkansas has some guys that's been 3 or 4 colleges. So you just don't want to see that, man.
Yeah, Mark Stoops has got Zach Calzada. I mean, he's been at A&M. He's been at Auburn, and now he's over with Kentucky. And
there's some of them been to 5 schools in 5 years. And, when they had that junior college ruling and the COVID year and stuff. Hell, some of these guys played 7 years, and just went everywhere. So, I just don't like that. And I heard John Calipari talk about that the other night. And he said he believes giving everybody one transfer.
Yep. Give them a mulligan. That's it.
Yeah. And I agree with him, because it's just people leaving every year, and it's ruined sports, and to a degree. People turned off by it, because used to you go to the game, you count on this guy going to be good and that guy's going to be good. Now, hell, you don't know if they'll even be there or not, Yeah.
Looks like the Bulldog's having some fun back there on the bed. I saw both of his legs go.
He's probably dreaming. Yeah, he's
Oh
Poor
man.
dog. Yeah, he's resting.
Yeah, I was gonna say you need to with all that heat and humidity that's
Oh,
out there,
yeah.
and it's about to get a lot freaking worse too. Because I was looking at it, and it looks like it's gonna be mid 90s for the next 10 days at least.
I'm thrilled about that.
Oh, stay cool, folks. Stay cool because it's gonna be an ugly one here in the next 10 days. Hopefully, by that, maybe with August turning around or turning over, that maybe you get a little bit of reprieve, and
Hope so.
that'd be nice too. But well, Otis, let's get you out of here, my guy,
Okay,
and
man.
we will talk to you next Thursday. Okay.
Yep, sure
Uh,
will.
all
Thanks,
right.
man. See you later.
Sounds good. Y'all take care and go Hogs.